Hey, this is Salad. I'm going to show you guys how to edit image palettes for bead sprites and maybe cross stitch. This big one is the original image. This is the one I edited. It's normal size. Made this one big, so hopefully you can see it. So what you're gonna want to do is go up to Image, and this is in Photoshop. I think CS2 is free, so free from Adobe. Um, Anyways, image, you're gonna go to mode, you're gonna go down to index color. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. There we go. Index color, this prompt is gonna come up. It should say, if you're using a sprite, it should say exact. It'll say colors, it'll be around 16 or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your sprite and where you took it from. Like what system, if it's from NES or SNES. I usually do transparency if I've taken out the background already. That way you don't have to worry about removing whites. I don't think he actually has white in him, but if you had a sprite that had white in it and you didn't use transparency, when you would take the background out, you would probably take out the white in the sprite as well, unless you used something on the wand tool, but that's for another day. The first way I'm going to show you is you just hit OK and let it do its thing. Now it's an indexed photo. You can see you go back up to image mode and go down to color table, and it'll bring up your color table. Now the first way is to replace colors with colors that you know are in your bead palette. This edited one I did because Perler doesn't have a lot of reds. I could have used a dark red, but I find they're a little bit brown for Perler, so I got this palette, I'll drag it in here, off of Google, and I've edited some of the images to be a little bit closer to the Perler colors. For my monitor, you might have to edit them for yours as well. I added in a skin color, which is sand in Perler. I made the orange a little bit darker and brighter because the orange really is bad for Perler. So this will be over here where you can't see it. I will be picking colors from that palette. So let's see. This is black, so I'll probably leave it, make it a black. And actually, if you go up to window, you can arrange, oops, you gotta cancel that. Arrange new window. And you can pull it out. And then you can see what it's gonna look like. Put that down there. Image mode color table. So you can kind of see as you're working the bigger picture and the smaller picture, and especially if you're editing by hand, it's really helpful. So that's going to be black. Perler is a little bit lighter than dark black, but I always use the dark black. And then, so you can basically change whatever you want, whatever you feel. If you want to change them to like blue and yellow or something like that, you could do that. Or if you want to limit the palette colors down, which I normally do because we don't have a lot of colors. So this is kind of close to a pastel lavender. There it goes. And the pastel lavender on the palette's a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter that much. Now because you've got a medium purple, you've got kind of a pinky purple, and then you've got a darker pinky purple. So you could go with the dark purple for your highest purple. I don't think that is actually. This is the darkest one, maybe. Yeah. But I'm going to change him over into another color so you can see what you can do. And I think I'm going to go into the red palette, which for me is yellows through oranges to red. We'll just see how it goes. And a lot of this is changing the palette over, is just messing with it and seeing which looks good to your eyes, because it is your art and you're going to be the one that's making it, so you want to be the one who's, you know, who likes the color selection. Now, one thing to be aware of is if you're going for a bright palette, butterscotch is kind of, it's not this nice orange that's in this palette, it's a little bit, I wonder if I can get the color. I haven't really bothered editing it because I normally don't use butterscotch too much. But it's kind of like a dirty orange color. Like it's a little bit brown to me. And then see if you put it next to like an orange, like a bright orange, if you want to use the bright orange, it's gonna stick out a lot. So I just go orange. Orange, and then that's also purple. Do red. You could also do coral. Coral is actually a little bit brighter than that. It's like, to me, it's like a red orange. It's quite close to the bright orange of Perler's orange. So he looks pretty bright now, but you can see that you can change him into whatever color you want using the color table without having to do it by yourself, and you can go in and change another color if you want to. So if you're happy with this and you're not sure about the other ones, you can always hit OK. And then if you go back into the color table, if you edit a color, and so you pick something weird like that color, and you hit OK, and you're like, oh crap, I don't even know what color I had, you can just hit cancel and then go back into the color table. So, let's see. We could go into blues. There's lots of blues. I don't know if it'll look good or not, but it's a dark. Oh, and here's another tip. If you don't know which color you're editing, you could pick a bright color so you know what it is. Like, one of these colors in here is actually on his face. There it is. And I didn't know, I thought it was in his armor when I edited him before, and I couldn't find it, so I used a bright color. And then you can kind of see which color it is supposed to be, and then pick your color accordingly. So, I think I just made this black before, actually. And we'll just make it black. That's dark red, so I'm gonna go... Oh no, that's not the darkest one. And depending on what type of thing you're doing, you can always shade with different colors. Like purple, dark purple for Perler is a lighter color than dark blue. Dark blue is, depending on how close you are to the Perler bead art, it can be used as like a black or a shade of black. I've used it to shade with black and gray. But that would be Perler light blue. That's pastel blue. Looks kind of weird, but I'm not actually going to make him these colors, so it doesn't really matter. Now, see, if you did this for blue and you come up and you see, oh, well, I don't have another light blue to put in. I think this is the one, yeah. You can, you could just double up, Or if you go back through and you don't like that, you could change so one of the other ones ends up doubled. See, that gives them a lighter look. That gives them a bit more darker tones. Anyways, that is the way to do one. And in the next tutorial, I'll show you how to do the second way.